Now these we're going to look at financing that involves a down payment. And the reason you usually have to put a down payment is the people want you involved. They call it having skin in the game. If you put some money down of your own cash up front, you have more incentive to keep making those payments. Otherwise, something bad happens to you, lose your job or something, just let them take the car, let them take the house. But if you put 10%, 20% of your own money in there, you're more likely to stay in it. So this is why oftentimes there is a requirement for a down payment. So let's take a look at question number 21. And we want to buy a $28,000 car. We can make a 10% down payment and we'll finance the balance. So before we start filling in our table here, what we need to determine is how much are we going to borrow. So remember, if we're going to put 10% down, what we're going to do is the cost of the car is 100%. We're going to reduce that by putting cash, and we're going to do 10% of our own money down, and then we're going to need to finance how much? 90%. Now remember, this comes from the section, chapter 4 on percentages. This will help us calculate things quicker. What we're going to calculate is not what our down payment is and then subtract it. We've already done the subtraction part here. We're going to calculate what they call LTV, loan to value. How much loan can we get for the value that we're putting in here? And so the value of the car is $28,000. We're going to multiply that by 90% as a decimal, 0.90, to get the amount of cash that we put in for a 90% loan to value. Okay, so when we do this multiplying, what we find out is we've got $25,200. That's what we're going to borrow. That's what we need to borrow because the other was a 10%. And notice it doesn't tell us directly the amount of the down payment. We'd have to subtract to do that, but what we're looking for right now is just the loan payment. So we put the loan, how much we're going to be able to borrow, $25,200. It's positive because that money is going to come to us. 2% interest rate, that's good, 2% there. 48 monthly payments or 4 years, so the way that works is compounding periods is 12 or monthly. So if you wanted, it was 12 times 4, which is 48, but they gave us the 48 payments. Since it is a loan, it's going to have a future value of 0. We click on the payment button and find out that this car, the $28,000 car we can buy, we finance $25,000 of it, is going to cost us $546.72 each month. Okay. Let's take a look at another similar type problem. Let's go to number 22. I think I can kind of squeeze that in here. We've got the same thing. We've got $32,000 car we want to make with a 10% down payment. So we need to first of all figure out what is our amount of loan, the present value. So it's the same calculations as over here, 100 minus 10, so it's a 90% loan, but the amount has changed. It's $32,000 that the car costs. So we multiply that by 0.9, and we will get that our loan will be $28,800. Again, that's a 90% LTV, loan to value, 10% down. So $28,800 is what we need to borrow. The details here, they'll give us 5% interest rate for 3 years, monthly. So this is monthly. So monthly times 3, but they already gave us that. That was 36. Future value, we're going to get it paid off, so it has to be 0. Click on the payment button, and it comes up with $863.16. So that's the monthly payment we're going to make. We'll pay less interest because we've got a higher interest rate, but notice we're only going to have this loan out for 36 months instead of 48 months as the last one. The last one 48 months at 2%. Stretch this one as long as you can. The higher the interest rate, the quicker you're going to want to pay it. These are the details. Hopefully you are picking up as we go through these. Okay, we got two more we can try here. Let's see, 23. Okay, we want to buy a $200,000 home this time, not just a car, but we've still got the 10% down payment we want to make, and then we'll take out a 30-year loan for the rest. So it's really the same thing as this. It's going to be a 90% loan to value. So 100 minus 10 equals 90%. And doing the subtraction at this point is very, very straightforward and very easy to do. So then we take our home value, the 200,000, multiply it by 0.9, which is the 90%, and we see that we're going to need to borrow $180,000. Okay, so that's the amount of the loan we'll need. Let's see, what's the details? So that's we're going to 30-year loan, so this is monthly, right? Number of months is or number of periods is 12 times 30. There's going to be 360 payments made. The first part, the B part, I guess, maybe I better write this down. That was the A part. The B part is calculating it at a 5% interest rate. It's going to be paid off. So we put all this in, click the payment button, and what we find out is we get our payment will be $966.28. Okay, so with all those details. However, we want to see, well, because sometimes interest rates do fluctuate. You apply for a loan, but by the time you actually get the loan, if rates are going up, that's hard. So we want to see, well, what if I went from 5% to 6%? So leave everything in here as is, but put 6%. And I'll just put a note down here. If you put in a 6%, then calculate on payment. So leave this as is, change this to 6. Just click on payment. You don't even have to clear it out. It will show you that your new payment amount now is going to be $1,079.19. So we jumped, how much is that? About $100? Almost a little over $100 by going up 1%. So this was the answer to the C question. Okay, one more to take a look at. Let's go with 24 here. Len bought a $300,000 house with a 10% down and financing the rest at 6% interest for 30 years. Okay, find her monthly payments. Now she should know them, right? She took out the loan. But anyway, that's for us to do. So 300,000. She put a 10% down payment, so we multiply by 90%. That means she borrowed 90%. That's $270,000. So that must have been what she took the loan out for. Sometimes there's other costs that get put into a loan, so you have to be careful when you're doing this sort of backwards thing. But that's what the loan amount should have been for this question. 6% interest for 30 years. So this is going to be monthly. 30 years is 12 times 30. It gives us 360 for our periods. Future value will be 0 because we're going to have it paid off. Click on the payment button, and you find out that that's $1,618.79. So find our monthly payments. We did that. That's the A part. Okay. How much interest will she pay over the life of the loan? Now remember, we cannot calculate that directly. we'd have to make 360 separate calculations of interest on each of the payments, and we just don't want to do that. So what we do is we can figure out what she will pay over the life of the loan, subtract off what the loan amount was, and then that will give us the amount of interest she paid. Okay, so we take the monthly payment, 16, 18, 79 payments times period, right? 360, and we find out, calculating out, that she will make $582,764.40. Running out of room there. Maybe I did there too. That's what she will pay. We subtract off what the mortgage company gave her, the 270. And when you do this subtraction, you'll find out that she, for the C part, she paid $312,764.40 in interest if she keeps it for the life of the loan. So that's a lot, right?